Hey you guys, Laura here, and I'll be taking you through a dynamic warm-up series for before your runs. This is going to be a active stretching dynamic warm-up routine, not a workout, so you won't be tired before your runs, but it's designed for those days where you're feeling a little bit more tight than usual in your body. So helping you to get more blood flow to those muscles, because if we just head out that door and hit the pavement, our joints are going to be tight. We're not going to be moving as efficiently. It decreases our potential to activate, generate power, force, speed in our body. So really want to take that time, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes, to do a flow like this one that I'm about to show you. So I'll put down in the description below more details on the blogs that I have on that if you're curious on that. Otherwise, you just need clear, open space for this workout warm up. You know what I mean. We're going to start with some squats so that we can get the body moving, blood flowing. Feet are going to be hip width apart. I want you to raise those arms up to the sky and then sit down into your squat, stand, lower, lift, squat, stand, lower. So here I'm starting to warm up not just my legs, but also that upper body by adding in that arm raise. I get to stretch my lats, get my arms moving because my arms are going to be pumping as I run. I can feel that my ankles are a little bit tight here. That's okay. Just noticing where I feel restricted as I do this. And that's going to depend, or it's going to dictate what dynamic stretches, what movement patterns I'm going to do for my warm-up, because it's going to differ from person to person. It's going to differ on day to day for what I need. One more here. After that, I'm going to do some side-to-side squats as well, or you can think of these as side-to-side lunges, but I'm going to stay in the same spot. Feet facing straight like railroad tracks again, legs wide. We're going to sink down to one side and stand. You can add in a little arm pattern like I am right now. I do like to add it in just because I'm squeezing those shoulder blades behind me, opening up my chest to help prepare me and my upper body for how it's going to behave when I'm running. Swing and squeeze and sing. There we go. As I go from side to side, I'm just noticing if my inner thighs feel tight, which they don't. I'm trying to take my hips backwards so that my knees stay behind my toes and making sure that my feet are straight like railroad tracks. So inner thighs feel good, but I still like this particular movement because it also starts to warm up those outer glutes that help to stabilize the pelvis. We're going to do one more each side. And then last thing here to help get the blood flow going, well, really two, but one. We're going to go heels together, toes apart. I'll face you. Heels together, toes apart, toes facing forward. I'm going to take my hands behind my head to help me open up my back as well. Lift the heel bones up, lower the heel bones down. I'm going to get a little bit closer to you guys. No, I'm not. Sorry. And from here, lift and lower. Squeeze those thigh bones. Try to make it so that you could see a little bit better, but that's okay. So I do want to keep my heel bones together the whole time. That's going to help me engage my inner thighs. And also, it helps me turn on my glutes a little bit too as I do that. Articulating through the foot, toe ball heel as I come down. And I want to make sure that I control that descent down. I don't just plop down. I'm going to do one more for 10. Then I'm going to do the same thing, but now have my feet hip width apart, toes facing straight like railroad tracks. Now it's a little bit more like my running position. Lift and lower. I do both of those directions so that I can engage. Oopsie, I went down a little too fast. Engage a little bit more of my outer gastroc. Your gastroc has two heads, medial and lateral. And then also a muscle called the soleus, also living in the back of that calf area. 3. Last two, equal weight between big toe and pinky toe. Awesome. So now you should feel a little bit warmer, blood flow going, and we're ready to go into some of those active stretches I was talking about. First one we're going to do is just a quad stretch. So I could tell earlier that my thighs were a little bit tight. They're actually doing pretty well right now. But I'm trying to kick that heel to my bottom. You could do this in standing in one position, totally fine. I also like this because it helps to work on the balance. So I'm really turning on the little intrinsic muscles that live in my feet because I'm going to need them. They're going to be responsible for absorbing as I land on the floor, head on the ground, trail, road, wherever it is that you're running. And I'm also noticing if my knee wants to pull out to the side or if it's actually pretty easy to keep it under my midline. And the more I do this, I notice the more in line my thigh bone is right underneath my hip. I'm going to do one more to the back. Oh, that was loud. Last one. Maybe make weird noises like me as you stretch. Next, I'm going to do just some Frankenstein swing. So one leg goes up, swing and touch. Up, swing and touch. Maybe you don't want to do the touch and you're just standing up tall as you swing the leg forward. I do like to alternate my legs here. You could also go up against a wall and just do a swing forward and back. And you would just want to make sure that as the leg goes backwards, don't extend the back. And as the leg goes forward, that's where we want to stretch the hamstring. So you choose how you want to do it. I like to do Frankensteins because then my body gets to practice that weight distribution that it's going to do from side to side when I run. One more right, one more left, and then shake it out if you need to. And then from here, I'll show you a side view. I'm going to do, my hips feel a little bit tight today, so I'm going to do some hip circles. So I've shown this on my Instagram before. I'll do it here today. We're going to lift up, open wide, and then bring it down under. I'm going to do front view now. Lift it up, open wide, bring it down and under. So your standing leg, it's going to stay standing forward. You want to make sure that you're not twisting your body. Shoulders and hips stay forward as you go around the circle. And it feels really nice as I go around that outer corner. I can tell my hips on the outside are tight. So we're working in all ranges of motion here. I know that running, you're going forward, running straight, not really side to side. Maybe sometimes there's a bend in the road, but we work kind of in a straight line. But we want to make sure that we're warming up in all the different planes of motion that our body has as well, because our body works in anti-rotation as we're running, which means that even though we're just going forward, it's working in all of these different oppositional directions to help keep us square, to help keep us forward. So we need to make sure that those muscles are primed to help us stabilize. One more. Awesome. Last thing that we're going to do here, just so that I can make sure that my upper back is as open as it can be, I'm going to come down onto the floor and go into a half kneel here. I'll do it facing you. I'll do it both ways. Doesn't matter. We're going to go into a half kneel here. So my back leg is bent right underneath my hip. My front knee lines up right in front of my hip. I'm going to take my hand to the outside of my front leg. This hand's going to go towards you. I'm going to open and stretch and then come back straight. Feels nice. Open and stretch. Oh, my balance. And then forward. So yeah, I said out loud, my balance is getting challenged. So I want to wake up those muscles in my core, my abs, my back, my hips that are going to help me balance when I run. Last one. Okay, I'll do the side view for this next one. One foot forward, 1 foot back. My right hand's going to go to the outside of my left knee, stretch it forward. Then from here, I open and rotate. I also really like this one because I have a stretch in the front of my hip flexor. I feel it a little bit more when my right leg's in the back because that's the side that I had my hip surgery on. So I'm just aware of that. That's another reason why I like these dynamic warm-ups, because it gives me the opportunity to stretch that hip flexor before I try to load it. So there's going to be less tension on it when I, use it under force, helping to prevent it from getting tighter, help to prevent it from getting injured. And I did 10 on that side as well. Awesome, you guys. So, like I mentioned, if you want more information on how to put together a warm-up, you can go ahead and click on the link that's in the description. I will tag my blogs that I have written on it. And then 2, if you have not subscribed to my page, go ahead and subscribe to it so that you can keep getting valuable information on fitness, workout routines, and other lifestyle tips that I also post about. I post one video every single week. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And then I would love to hear in the comments below what in your body feels tight. Is there anything that feels like it needs to be stretched that we didn't touch on in this video? Go ahead and put it in the description below, and I'll put together another video just for you. How cool would that be? Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful run, and I will see you guys next time.